We're now getting all set up to go on a YouTube live. Right as it loads up, and should be all set to go here in a few seconds. So don't go too far while I take care of this. And where did it go now? I think it's these are all things we're supposed to do beforehand, but because of the music and copyright things, that's why it's a bit of an issue. But anyway, okay, I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. All right. Okay, okay. Let's take them up from here. Okay, there we go. All right, we're all good. We're all good. All right, anyway, my name is Hugh. This is the Introduction to Trading webinar weekend review. And question here, it is actually January. What's the date here? Let's get the date here. The date is January you don't have the date here. Okay. I thought we had the date. We don't have the date. Okay, I'm going to I have to include the date here, and it is January. January what is this today? The 12th, 2025. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, we're on the way here, folks. Okay. Question for you, and there is a questions box. You'll find the icon on your Zoom dashboard. Please click on that. I'm the only one that sees that. So the question is, I just want to know how familiar you are with options, okay? Just want to know how familiar you are with options, and if you're very, very familiar, just punch up an A. B if you're somewhat. C is just a little bit. D if you have no clue what options are. Just to get an idea as to who I'm talking here this evening and and how detailed I should get. So I guess a couple things I should tell you. So first of all, if you are not familiar with options, and I mentioned things that you might not really understand, don't worry too much about it. You're not going to miss a whole lot here. This is not a technical kind of a webinar where I'm going to teach you how to make a lot of money in no time at all. Okay, that's not it at all. Okay, this is a session where it's just kind of a bit of an introduction to trading. We're going to take a look at the week, what happened last week, and also what's coming up in the next few days. All right, so to give you an idea as to how to trade, where to take it, and hopefully make some money. All right, that's kind of what it's all about. Also, of course, we do want to teach you some things. We would like to teach you a few things, but like I say, I am working off a different model here tonight, so it might not be quite as comprehensive as you would think normally. All right, normally. As a matter of fact, I think we might have missed the 2-minute tutorial tonight too, so we'll talk about whatever. Anyway, you have your questions up. We're going to answer the questions, hopefully. And the other thing I want to tell you about is that I do get very passionate about what we talk about here tonight. I've been doing this for many years, and I'm very excited about trading options, okay, more now than ever before. So if you do find me speaking a little bit too fast, please let me know in the questions box to either slow down or repeat it in different words or something so that you understand. My goal here is not to, talk over you or over too much. So, okay, just scrolling down the list here, mostly A's, a few B's. Okay, maybe a 5 out of 10. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's a excuse me, a very subjective kind of a self-assessment. I like that, Ken. B plus. Okay. All right. Okay, lots of A's, lots of B's. I select A. Okay. All right. Just kind of read through some of these things. Folks, I appreciate all your comments, but we'll just want to mention that if you're going to write me an essay, it may not be quite read as quickly as if it's just something quick here. Okay. Okay, no problem, John. We'll get to your questions on that. John McKay. All right. There's a couple of C's in there. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's get started. All right. Okay, next question. I think the thing we have to roll up here is the disclaimer. And I'll give you a couple, I'll give you a few seconds to read this so that you can become familiar with our legal obligations. So I think you understand what's going on here, right? I am not telling you what to trade, what not to trade. I'm not giving any recommendations. These are for educational purposes only. Any decisions concerning your trade are solely drawn by your personal objectives and risk tolerances. You alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. I think you understand that, right? All right, just real quick here. My name is Hugh. I am your host. I am your host here tonight and in the trading room. And very brief background, came from corporate America, handed off most of my money to my, not most, but a lot of my money to my financial advisor. He blew up my account. I contacted him and we had some words and basically told him to cut me a check for whatever he got left. Obviously, I have to learn how to do this myself. And that's when I seized control of my own future, my own account, my retirement, not only my retirement, my kids' education fund as well. And excuse me, very upsetting just thinking about it. I hate to talk about it. Don't even want to think about it. You know, when that happens to you, it's a life-changing event. And then I realized a couple of things when that happened way back many years ago. I realized that, number one, you should take note of this. Nobody cares or should care more about my money than me. And that goes for each and every one of you. It is impossible for anybody to care more about your money than you should. Okay. Number two is with the power of the internet, we all have information at our fingertips, literally at our fingertips, just as much as anybody else. Okay. Just like you don't need a travel agent to plan your vacation, and you know, if you ever even did, you definitely don't need a financial advisor, right, to direct your trades, to your own financial future. There's one other thing too I want to talk about in that vein, and that was I'm trying to think what it was now. It's kind of slipped my mind. we I'm sure it'll come to me. We had power of the internet. That's yeah. I mean, it's not that complicated. Now, honestly, if I can learn this, you can definitely learn this. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Here's what I want to say. Yeah. You know what? We plan so much, right? We're always planning. We're planning our vacations. We plan our meals. We plan our education, right? As kids, you know, oh, I want to go to this college and that university, and I want to do this and this and that, you know. But so many of us fail to plan our financial future, our own financial futures. We just hand off our money to somebody and trust that they will take care of us. And then when we find out that they don't, it's too late, right? You can't pedal backwards in this business, in this life. You can't go back. I can't go back 15, 20 years and say, well, I want to do that all over again. I want to give it to somebody else. I want to learn how to do it myself. So the earlier you start, I think the better it is. Which leads me to the next little sort of a point here, and that is if you have any children or grandkids or kids or friends who may be interested, tell them about us. Tell them that this is, and it's okay to talk about finances. So many people say, "Oh, can't talk about finances." No, 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 no. You can't talk about politics or religion or finances. Taboo, taboo. I got news for you. I think the more we talk about these kinds of things, right, the better educated we're going to be, and the more, the better decisions we're going to be able to make. And in terms of finances, I think it's very important that we discuss these things because wouldn't it be nice had we known about some of these things many decades ago, in which case we could have started a long time ago building for our future, especially for our kids' futures. So, um, when kids get into start saving in their 40s or 30s, even, um, they're a lot further behind than those who started in their 20s. And it's not a matter of savings, but maybe learning how to invest and how to trade, even if they don't trade full time. I say, have it like with my children, right? I got a son and a daughter, and they both went on, of course, to develop their own personal, their own professional lives, which they do, but they also know how to trade, and that is very comforting for me and them because should they lose their jobs or whatever, change in life or whatever they want to do, even if they just want to stay home and not go to the office every day type of thing, they can make money trading. As an example, my daughter, she never was in her younger years. She never was a traveler. We used to kid her all the time because we would say, "Oh, you're living in the Buffalo area, right, Western New York. She wanted to go see her friends in Rochester. Down an hour down the road. We'd tease her and say, "Oh, who's your travel agent?" But then one day after graduating, she surprised us, all of us, and said, "Oh, I want to go teach English as a second language in Thailand." And I didn't actually really believe that she was going to do this, going to a completely new, foreign, strange, everything is different, everything. Oh my gosh, going to a foreign place and on the other side of the world, not knowing a soul or with a language or anything. Of course, I've got this song going through my mind, One Night in Bangkok. Makes a hard man humble. Anyway, so I didn't believe it until I'm driving her to the airport. She got her tickets in her hand. "Dad, I'm going." "I guess you are, aren't you?" Thank God for FaceTime, because we FaceTimed a lot. She was 12 hours difference there, and so it wasn't bad. She absolutely loved it. She made a lot of great friends that she's even, still in contact with very much today. In fact, she even went over there for a wedding after she'd come back. Uh, Quite the experience. Now, you see this hair, folks? It used to be brown, and there used to be lots of it. And going to Thailand for my daughter, when she came back, of course, my hair turned gray. Okay, that's what that did to me. But she would ask me, I'd always ask her, "So, Lex, how are you for money? Are you okay?" And she always say, "Oh yeah, I'm fine. And if I ever need anything, the U.S. dollar goes far in Thailand." She always said to me, and she said, "Don't worry about it," because she'd say, "I'm fine. I'm really fine. Really, I am. And if I need something, I'll just go to the stock market and trade SPY options." And that's all we do is we just trade options on SPY, the stock that follows the S&P 500. So I thought, okay, fine. And she liked to travel around other countries, Myanmar. Oh my gosh, what are you going there for? I would say, punch up the worst countries in the world. There's Myanmar right up on the top. It's just unbelievable. Vietnam. She had a weekend. She'd take off and go to these countries, And like I say, if she needed money, she would just trade SPY. My son, he's an engineer, works for an international engineering firm with major infrastructure projects around the world. Extremely doing very, very well. But whenever he wants to make a few bucks to take his family on vacation for a week or something, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to dig into his savings. No. He gets on the stock market and takes a few trades. So it's very comforting, very liberating for me. And if you can teach this to your children, I think you'll find the same. That it's very comforting knowing that no matter what happens to them in their professional lives in the world, and you know that there's no security in a job anymore, no security in a job at all. JOB, you know that that's an acronym, right? You do know that it means just over broke. All right, job, JOB, just over broke. So, excuse me, it's very, very, like I say, very comforting knowing that they can go and shake the money tree at will and make money on the stock market. So anyway, long story short, when I cut out of this corporate world and started making money on the side, making some pretty serious money on the market. In fact, making more as I was, trading than I was working. Then I decided to, quit my job and just do this. And I started, finding some really good strategies that worked for me. And then I started bringing home the toys, and people would start saying, "Okay, Hugh, what are you doing? You won a lottery?" "No, no, no." "Well, you got to show me." And then it was in 2010 when I started actually teaching people internationally, and now a couple of years ago we teamed up with Eagle Financial Products, and they bought us out, and of course kept me on, and we're still continue to do what we do, and we're bigger and better than ever before. All right, so and it's working very well. All right, and we're creating a lot of great traders. I think people that have joined us, they're doing very, very well. A lot of them. I'm not saying everybody. I mean, trading is not for everybody, as you well know. Some people struggle with it. Other people are doing very well with it. So hopefully, you're one of the ones that are gonna do succeed with this. A couple announcements I just want to make, folks. SPY on the Market. This is our newsletter. It's a free e-newsletter. Lands in your inbox every Thursday. All you have to do is just go to website DayTradeSPY.com and subscribe. And if you go there, you'll go to the pop-up. Let me just go to go to this. I just want to change this here. Instead of emailing, go to the website. Go to the website. Go to DayTradeSPY.com, and that is actually the best way to do it. Then when the pop-up comes, okay, when you see the pop-up, just enter your email address, and then that'll put you on the list. Every Thursday morning, the newsletter is going to pop in your inbox. You can read it there. It's very brief, 3-minute read, light, relevant, entertaining. This week's topic is market forecast with Trump at the helm. All right, market forecast with Trump at the helm, and it's going to be very interesting. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's sort of our take on where we see the market coming up in the next little while. There's a lot of activity going on, geopolitically, politically, economically. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting next few years. Something else, another announcement, we've got a scalping workshop coming up. Scalping workshop, it's going to be, mark this on your calendars, February the 11th, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Watch your email for details. I think you're going to quite enjoy it, okay? I think one more announcement. We are going to be at the Money Show, February the 17th to the 19th in Las Vegas. Beautiful Las Vegas at the Paris Las Vegas Hotel. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be there on Wednesday, 11 a.m., and another session at 12:30 p.m. Free. These are free webinars, and look forward to seeing you there. It's going to be exciting, and hope to see and meet some of you people that are over there and in that area, and look forward to it. Okay, looking forward to it. So Wednesday, all right, whatever that Wednesday is, February the 17th, 18th, 19th, we're going to be there. Do stop by the Eagle Financial booth and say hi. Going to be there all 3 days, and just meeting people, greeting people, chatting it up, and kind of discussing what we offer you, and some of the other gurus are going to be there as well. So you're going to get to meet some of the others. Okay, I'm not sure who is all going to be there. Could be Mark Skousen. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't have the final details on that, but do check us out. Write that in your calendar as well. I know some folks are already getting pretty excited to meet them out there. So, all right, let's move along and see what we're going to talk about here tonight. We are going to discuss what happened recently, the upcoming week, answer some of your questions, and your next steps in the world of options trading. And let me see what we're going to talk about here. Okay, let's go on here. Okay, a lot of stuff going on here. This is what happened last week, and there's been some struggles, but we'll see what happens. So, okay, all right. All right, what happened on Monday? S&P Global Services PMI report. Producer was a PMI report. Okay, they came in lower than expected. Anti-inflationary. That sent SPY higher to technically reverse at the mid 599s. Okay, and I'm just going to pull up here. Somebody just asked me what PMI report, what that is, and I'm just going to give you the details. There's actually, give me a second here. PMI report, that was on Monday. January the 6th. Final serve there. So there's the S&P. Well, that's PMI report. So that was the PMI report, right? And that is the Purchasing Managers Index. So they give you a number. So there's two. There's the S&P Global, and then there's the Bureau of Labor Statistics or something, or not sure what the other one is. S&P Global is the first one anyway. There's a number, a line in the sand. That line is 50. Anything over 50 indicates industry contraction. Under 50 indicates industry contraction. Okay, so you're given a line of 50, but you're also given another number, and I'm not sure exactly what that number is. It's just a number they had come up with that is going to that they figure is whatever the magic number is. Anything over, if it's over 50 and over the number that they forecast, okay, then that means that the industry, right, is in an expansionary mode. That means business is chugging along, things are really going very well. The economy is moving forward very nicely. Thank you very much. Well, what that means is that that's not good for inflation, because when the economy is really strong, there's the threat of interest rates not being cut or staying the same or maybe even going up at some point, right? If inflation is really bad, what do? They raise interest rates. So in that vein, of course, the stock market does not like that. So the stock market tends to give you a reversal on that, in a reversal to the economy. If the economy is strong, stock market is not so strong. In fact, it gets weaker and tends to go down. Tuesday, we had an Institute for Supply Management Services PMI report and a JOLTS job opening. Both of these were higher than the forecast, very inflationary. Well, that's all it took for SPY to drop. As a matter of fact, we dropped here several points from around 598 right down to 586. Wasn't a disaster, but it still dropped. On Wednesday, we had ADP non-farm employment change was higher. Unemployment claims is lower. These are both inflationary. SPY's optimism waned. We also had a Fed meeting minutes released. That held the stock pretty much into the sort of somewhat range bound. And it was a wide range, but it still kept the stock somewhat higher on Wednesday. Thursday, of course, the market was closed with former President Carter's memorial. And on Friday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics non-farm employment change, which is different than the ADP non-farm employment change, that came in actually much higher than expected. That was actually really high. As a matter of fact, that number came in at surprised a lot of people. Came in at 256,000. They're expecting 164,000 new job openings. Sorry, that's the change in the number of people that were employed the previous month. So I won't say it was twice as much, but it was quite a bit higher than they were expecting. And then there's some technical support. Retracement took SPY back up to around just over the 584 level. But not enough to bring SPY back over the 584 too much. Settled in lower to close, and that was on Friday. All right. So taking a look from a seasonal standpoint, this here is a seasonal chart. You'll find the blue line at the top is where SPY is now, and the red line at the bottom is a composite of the last 5 years closing price on the daily charts. All right, so of course we're at the beginning of the year here. Let's just kind of focus in, zero in, and see what happened. Well, historically, SPY rose about 6 points from a week ago, and historically it dropped about 2 points for the upcoming week. Not to say that it's going to happen again, but if we're looking at a seasonal standpoint, might as well just kind of brace ourselves for what may occur. All right. What happened? Well, let's see, last week, 2025 kicked off with solid, resilient fundamentals despite political shifts. In fact, we've got President Trump with the inauguration on January the 20th. Our friends to the north are also seeing some political shifts in that the prime minister there resigned amid a very bad, oh my gosh, had a whole list of things that were wrong from scandals and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, resigned. I'm not sure when the new parliament's going to kick in there. I think maybe March or something. Basically leaderless right now. Basically really leaderless. So when you get these situations ramping up, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but that's kind of what happened there in the last little week here. Real GDP growth was positive here in the U.S. Inflation's contained. Central banks are moving interest rates lower. That's kind of the objective here. Labor markets surprise to the upside. All right, wages gains outpaced inflation rates. that's a positive for consumers and the market sentiment as well. Economic strength, Fed's lowered odds of reducing interest rate cuts. As a matter of fact, I understand they're down to one rate cut next year. A couple weeks ago, it was like two rate cuts. Now they're talking about just the one rate cut for 2025. Unemployment remains below long-term averages. Markets now, as I mentioned, expect just a one Fed rate cut in 2025. New political regime. Market awaits clarity around policy initiatives after Inauguration Day. We also have the threat of tariffs. Trump wants to impose a 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada, and even more on China and other parts of the world as well. He thinks the word tariff is a very beautiful word, the most beautiful word in the English language. And so it's going to be interesting because that could be harmful, not just on the country that is, of course, being tariffed, but on the U.S. as well. It could be inflationary. And this is what I think the market is a little concerned about. Because if you're raising prices on goods coming in, well, you know, it could be an inflationary kind of situation. I think the market's really concerned about that right now. So see what happens on that one. Moving along here. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to do. Oh, okay, let's get back to that. All right, here's the results from last week. The S&P 500 fell almost 2 points. We are down almost 1 point year to date. And it's only, what, January the 10th or something. NASDAQ and the Dow followed suit. NASDAQ down 0.8% year to date, and the Dow slipped 1.4% year to date as we head deeper into 2025. Okay, we are coming into some interesting times. As far as news is concerned, we have a no low news day on Monday. Producer price index, PPI report on Tuesday, and a consumer price index, and an Empire State Manufacturing Index on Wednesday. Okay, these are important numbers. I just want to get rid of that comma. And on Thursday, we have unemployment claims, retail sales, and Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, building permits, and housing starts on Friday. The Feds, and of course, anybody who is an interested party, will be keeping a keen eye on Tuesday and Wednesday, PPI and the CPI, Producer Price Index, and the Consumer Price Index. The Fed's key indicator is the personal consumption expenditure, but they also very much pay attention to the PPI and the CPI. Those numbers are coming out both Wednesday and Thursday, and of course other indicators on Thursday as well that need to be considered. That means volatility could be low tomorrow, Monday. However, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, watch for elevated volatility. Could be quite high, as a matter of fact, and slipping back to moderate on Friday. Days like this, we like to say trade small, trade often. Trade small, trade often. That's kind of where we're headed with that. The law of numbers keeps your risk a little bit lower. If you trade small, always exercise money management techniques. Never, ever, ever put in more money than you can afford to lose. Always buy time. Pick out a dime at a time. That's fine. And when you see the setups, enter it then. You kind of get into that in the trading room. And in the trading room, just want to mention here, this is hosted by yours truly. My name is Hugh. Decades experience in both trading and training. This is where our strategies come alive every morning, 9:20 to 10:30 Eastern Time. Learn and earn, if you don't mind me saying, learn and earn from the best, because our sessions are interactive. It's exciting trading. All right, when you punch in your questions, we tend to answer them, and hopefully, you know, guide you and protect you in this wild world of trading options. And what we do is we teach you what we trade ourselves. And we trade what we teach, all SPY, all the time. Again, get your questions answered in real time. We got the longest running trading room since 2010. I am not aware of any other trading room that is longer than that. And look, if you know what calls and puts are, well, you need to be here. It's as simple as that. All right, so, okay, what else do I want to tell you here? Folks, we've got some solid gold programs, all right? Learn and earn actionable plans. As a matter of fact, as soon as you learn these, you can implement them right away. They are exclusively available through DayTradeSPY. All right, you have to be with us to get these plans. Number one, I want to tell you about this, how we can help you. Right, number one, we got this thing called the Inner Circle. As a matter of fact, this is the first program that we instituted back in 2010. The origins are very simple. People would ask, "Well, Hugh, just tell us what you're trading every morning. You're obviously successful. I see you bought your kids two new cars, one each." Uh, which was kind of an interesting that was an interesting little story, but I don't really want to tell you because I feel self-conscious and I don't want to, it sounds like I'm bragging or something. I'm not. I'm just telling you that as a matter of fact, trading options can be extremely lucrative, very, very lucrative. Okay. And if you trade correctly and patiently and with discipline, you can make a lot of money in a very short period of time. If you have what it takes, you can do extremely well. Now, are people born with that kind of a skill? I would say not. It took me many years to refine my skills and get good at it. Anyway, every morning in the inner circle, 9 o'clock, we send out our morning market analysis. This is just a very brief synopsis as to the way I see the market in the morning, right around 9 o'clock. Now, look, I'm not smart enough to know what the market's going to be a year from now, or 6 months, or even a month from now, or even a week from now. Frankly, I have no idea. And I don't think anybody does. And I say that because, well, you're going to find out about it in the newsletter on Thursday. The markets are just very volatile. They could be down 10 points one day and up 15 the next. It's just the way it is. So, but we've got a pretty good idea where the market's going to go today. All right. We also send you a follow-up report as to what we actually did. You're going to be invited to our Wednesday night interactive meetups where we answer your questions, anything to do with SPY or setting up Thinkorswim charts or trading with Tasty Trade or anything at all to do with trading SPY options. And if you miss these sessions, not a problem. They are recorded and available pretty well as soon as the meeting is done. Next up, we have the DayTradeSPY signal. Once this is set up, you're going to get a signal sent to your cell phone as a text. Also your email, depending on where you're going to get it first. I find my cell phone text rings before my email. But the idea here is to immediately buy it within the first 2 minutes and immediately put it for sale for a 5% profit target. It's been working extremely well. If it is not sold by 4 p.m., sell it at the market close. You get 3 to 5 signals a week. This is algorithm based, okay? So if you're driving around or you're walking around or whatever, you get your cell phone with you. By the way, these signals come in the morning. All right, these are morning trades, but your trade could hit that 5% mark, say 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just wait until it sells. If it doesn't sell by 4 o'clock, simply sell it at the market close. DayTradeSPY signal. Next up, we have our pick of the day. Now, this is a pick that is determined in pre-market based on, it's not an algorithm-based program, it's based on our assessment as to the way the market's going to go. Usually around 8:30 to 9 o'clock, we take up all the data feeds that come to us, all the news items, the technicals, all of that stuff, put it in a big blender and see what comes out. Is it going to be calls or puts? Which one is it going to be? And then we email this to you at 9 o'clock. Again, just like the signal, it's a very specific option trade that we're going to be trading. Again, buy immediately at market open. Now, that said, all right, you want to wait a few seconds just to make sure the bid-ask spreads settle in nice and tight. And then make sure the 1-minute candle is going in your favor. So as soon as you get this, flip over to the 1-minute chart and make sure the pressure is in the direction that you are going with the option, okay? As soon as you buy it, immediately put it up for sale for a 6% good till canceled gain, and sit back, relax. Usually the pick of the day sells very quickly within the first few minutes. However, if it doesn't, it may be held overnight. These are designed to be held in case you need to. Okay. Now, some people do like um, stop losses. So we've been telling people, look, if you're really bent on using a stop loss for that, personally, I don't like them and I don't really use them. It's not to say I don't manage my trades, I do. However, a stop generally doesn't really work well for me. But if you insist on a stop on any of these trades, say punch in a 40% stop loss. 40% stop loss, okay? Next up, the trading room, our famous trading room, our world famous, world renowned trading room. It's hosted by yours truly. Interactive, you get answers to your questions, learn and earn. Answers right away. Imagine having a mentor right there in your back pocket. You ask them a question and you get an answer. That's what we're all about. We fully narrate where our strategies come alive. This is where we are looking to see where is the market going to go today? What is it that we're going to do here, right? We get on at 9:20, discuss the news and the events that are going to shape the market. And at the opening bell, we start looking for the trades to get in. We go till 10:30. Now, sometimes we go a little bit later. If we're in an exciting trade and some real excitement going on, hey, we'll stick around, no problem. And this is actually the best value. If you know what calls and puts are, this is where you need to be, the trading room. The trading room, okay? I think it's very important. Okay, all right, what else do we have to show you here? I think it's online workshops. So every now and then, usually about once a month, once every couple months, we have a very special workshop. And this coming, well, actually Tuesday, February the 11th, in about a week's time, sorry, about a month's time, we're going to be presenting our scalping workshop. We did this last year, I think a couple times. It was a very, very popular workshop. We're presenting it again, 11:30 in the morning, Eastern Time, Tuesday, February the 11th. Mark that on your calendar. This workshop is going to be interactive, learn and earn. It is going to be recorded for later review, so you can go back and watch it as much as you want. Watch your email for details on our online workshop. Now I'm going to tell you something. You can get all of this and more on our website, DayTradeSPY.com. However, for the very best deals, email customer service at DayTradeSPY.com. I know you're asking, well, why would why would customer service provide a better deal than the internet, than the online? Uh, I don't have an answer for you. I don't. There is a reason. There is a reason. I believe it's I believe the special pricing, the special sales simply get to customer service faster, and they always seem to be rotating things and moving things around and whatever. Anyway, if you are interested in any or all of these services, simply contact customer service at daytradespy.com. I don't know, but they may even sometimes bundle them up. And so you might have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever, the whole gamut for a much cheaper price than if you were to get it by yourself. So it's very important to contact customer service at DayTradeSPY. Get the best deals there. It's so important. I don't even want to tell you what the pricing is on these, all right? Okay, so what's going on here and why am I actually have a video here that for some reason this doesn't want to play, and I don't know why. Slideshow, custom. How about if we do this custom? Okay, I'm gonna try something here because I'm trying to. If I stop my share and then maybe do it to the current slide, will that work? Maybe I have to do it this way. No, but you know what? We get the fire. I'm not really sure why my little cameo doesn't work there, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, let's take a look at some questions up on the board. Let's take a look at the questions here. Maybe I can get this thing to loop around. I can keep the fire going, right? Keep the fire going. Let's see if this is going to work or is it going to stop? Nope, fire is going. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's get to some of the questions here. Okay, bear with me while I scroll down and get all the questions together. Okay, pick of the day on Friday. All right. Don't recall if we made money. There's one trade. I don't know if it was the pick or the. Don't have it in front of me. It was a very quick trade. It did make its profit. However, if you got in late, you could be still holding those things. So what do you do? Well, I happen to know that that pick was for next Friday's, like this coming Friday, January the 17th, expiration. So I'm going to explain that along with some of the other trades that you might be in that are trailing along right now. And I understand there's some pretty bad losses for some people. However, here's the way I look at it. If you have time, okay, a lot can happen in that time. We've all seen markets. Even sure, is this thing even? I don't even know if it's we're broadcasting here. Are we showing you the fire? Let me pull it up here. Let me pull up the Zoom. I don't think I am. Let me just see here. Okay, live streaming, Q&A, show captions. Okay, sent to custom live streaming. Okay, I'm not really sure. We seen the Zoom link here. Media player. I'm going to ask you a question. Are you guys seeing the fire or just sort of a blank screen? Just the logo. Okay, I know what's happening here. Bear with me while I bring it back to the screen. Okay, there, that should work. Okay. All right, now you see the fire, right? Now you see the fire. Okay, good stuff. Fire keeps stopping, though. Fire keeps stopping. I can't answer the question here. Not if the fire's going. Okay, there we go. Apologies for that, folks. Apologies for that. So, all right. So, I mean, look at it. If you have time, I would stay in this thing for a while. I wouldn't jump out quite yet. Maybe you should take the 40% loss, but we're gonna wait and see what happens. And here's the thing. Okay, there's a lot of news coming out this week. You may be able to repair the trade, or what a lot of people do, they just simply sit back and wait for the market to come back up. And once it really starts moving up, then the premium gets added back in quicker. Personally, I'm in some losing trades. I'm going to see what happens with those this week. I may just cut my losses. I'm not going to know yet until tomorrow. See what happens. So I don't want to jump the gun on that. Now, if my options expire later today or the next day, that's a different story. That's a different story because then you don't want to stay in a trade overnight if you've got an expiration tomorrow because that theta loss is going to eat you alive. Theta is going to be the big killer. Okay, theta is going to be the big killer. So, all right, let's move on to another question here. Da, da, da. Okay, there's so many questions here. Okay, yes, it looks like everything good is bad again as far as the news is concerned. I'm thinking here that if anything is inflationary, the markets tend to go down. If it's anti-inflationary, the markets tend to go up. And especially as we get into volatile times with Trump becoming president here and there's a lot of uncertainty. The markets can handle good news, they can handle bad news. It's the uncertainty they don't like. Now, Trump is playing other world leaders like I don't know what, like a cat with a toy or something, including Canada. Trudeau is ineffective, and Trump is playing him like a cat and a mouse. And perhaps rightfully so, right? But if there's poor leadership, Trump smells that, right? He's like a piranha. He smells blood. he's gonna go after it. That's his job. That's his mandate. We gave him a mandate to make America great. He's gonna do anything and everything that it takes to make America great again. So that's kind of his MO there. So until other countries start showing some strength and fight the bully back, or whatever you want to call it. But he's going to make America great. And, we're going to see what happens. So anyway, as far as the stock market is concerned, I would say hold on and see what happens. Say Monday and Tuesday, take a look and see what happens Wednesday. Um, you may have a move back to the upside the next couple of days. We're going to wait and see what happens. And if the mood does, if the mood and the patterns do show a considerable move to the downside, well then we're going to take some trades to the call side, to the put side, right? So we'll see what happens. Okay, question? How can I correspond directly with you on a limited basis? Okay, I'll give you my email address, all right? My email address, my personal email address, Hugh G, so HUGHG at DayTradeSPY.com, okay? Hugh G at DayTradeSPY.com. No guarantees. So I'm going to get back to you with whatever your question is. We don't get into individual recommendations or advice or whatever. Um, so that's why we have the trading room, right? So because of the sheer volume, you really got to be in the trading room, and that's really where we cover a lot of ground here. So, okay, John, thanks for that. I'm pretty sure I just saw a silhouette of F-22 fighter. My screen, my youngest son is an F-22 pilot. Oh my gosh, congratulations, John. Okay. Yes, Brian, everything good? Is bad again? Oh, yeah, back to that again, huh? Okay, remember the 800,000 jobs lie last August? Um, they lie to us. They lie to us. I was just reading, I was just reading about a lie. How did this work? There was it's a way that they figure some of the jobs. Where was this? I'm trying to think that, believe me, I'm exposed to so much data all the time. Okay, so here was the story. Here's the story. I just read about this the other day. Somebody exposed a lie uh, with the Canadian authorities. They said at one period, I'm not sure when it was, they said they added 80,000, and I'm just throwing that number out there, 80,000 more jobs in that period. Well, that was not true. And the gentleman that dug deeper into it discovered how they calculated that. So what it is this. So let's say the military is looking to hire somebody. They're looking to hire one person. So they send it out there. There could be 10,000 applicants. All right, 10,000 applicants for this one position, right? Well, they bring in, say, 600 people that they kind of hire, but they don't really hire them. They just put them in inventory to consider hiring on. Okay? But in the way they record it, they're recording it as if they hired them. So that comprises of this 80,000. Why come I can't get my silhouette up there? I had my pitch up here. I guess for some reason it's not working. I don't know why, but anyway. So they would consider that 600 people to be new hires when in fact they were not hired. Only one person was hired. So this is how they calculate some of these numbers. They're not accurate numbers. All right, this is really important. Yeah, Matt says I thought there always were leader less. Oh yeah, well that's true, isn't it? Okay. Uh, okay. Yes. Okay. So the pick of the day is a comment here. Somebody's stuck in them, but it did actually pick. So the way we calculate the pick of the day, whether it's profitable or not, there is a system we do it. We actually take, this is the standard that we use now. So we take the average of the high and low between 9:30 and 9:31. Okay, on the pick of the day. Take the average between the high and the low between 9:30 and 9:31. Add in our 6%, and we see if it filled the next little while on the pick of the day. And I believe that one filled with the next 2, 3, 4 minutes or something on Friday. Now, if you got it at the high, well, you're still in that trade. If you got it at the low, well, you would have been out of it, by now for sure. So that's kind of how that is actually calculated. All right, trading room. What happens after 10:30? Well, I understand the indicators for the rest of the day. We go over the indicators. I tell you what indicators we use. If you want to stay longer, you certainly can, but it's just that we're not going to be there. And obviously, you can trade as much as you want. I recommend to not be in trades after, say, 12 noon, because if you're in a bad trade and keep trading, right? How many times you've done some good trades, say, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 trades are really good. Then you get into that last trade of the day, and now you're underwater. I find that the premium doesn't generally move quite as much later in the afternoon as it does early in the morning. Most of the premium that is made early in the morning. And I find that if you're in a bad trade in the afternoon, that 4 o'clock bell comes up real fast. Now you're stuck in the trade overnight. Now you have to ask yourself, oh my gosh, do I stay in the trade, take my chances, or do I cut my losses and see what happens the next day? So I've got a general idea that, look, if you have a trading plan and you plan to make X dollars every day, and once you hit your target, close up your computer, go do something else. You made your profit target, come back the next day, come back the next day. All right. There's this thing called over trading, which is not a very good thing to do. Over trading means you just continue going in and out, in and out. Usually what you end up is in a bad trade at the end of the day. Now you got this Hail Mary trade, right? You're trying to, you're kind of working on, hopefully it'll come back to life. So, all right. So I understand that Friday, you know what? Unfortunately, I don't have my email, and this is one of the things with this computer I've got here. I got to try and figure out how to actually check my mail easily on my computer here with this laptop. Um, I'm using Office 365, but you think I can get it to work on here? Not a chance. I check my mail on my cell phone. I've been checking my mail on my cell phone here. So on the weekend, I'll be back to normal, so things should be okay after that. All right, but I understand the pick of the day has worked on Fridays according to that. So Matt's asking new cars or brand new cars for the kids. They were actually okay. Maybe I should have. They were actually pre-owned baby Benzes. I got one each. I got my son a black one, and I got my daughter a silver one. All right, they're just the baby Benzes. They're a couple of years old, so let somebody else pay the depreciation. But let me tell you, they're pretty excited. Pretty excited. For my son, it was actually a second car. The first car, I got him a pre-owned BMW, which was really pretty cool. He just went crazy over that one and stuff. But anyway, they're on their own now. They have to get their own cars. Okay. They have to get their own cars. Okay. Matt says, comment. Thank you very much for that, Matt. Hugh, you're always so cool, calm, and collective. Well, everyone else, pants, they're on fire. Love it. Yeah, you know what? What's the point? You know? Many definitions as to what scalping means. Therefore, how do you define scalping? Okay. So rather than going for a big percentage gain, 5 or 6 or 10%, which some traders like to do, and you get them, and I'm not going to kid you, some traders, and every trader has their moment where you get your home runs, and yeah, I mean, some trades we do excellent at, right? But by scalping, I tend to make more profits quicker by just going for a few cents. Now, sort of my official scalp profit is 6 cents. So an official scalp would be to go in heavy and aim for 6 cents based on our setups that we show you in the trading room. So I'm not going for a huge profit per trade, but I'm going for big bucks as an investment. So I might trade anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 or more, but I'm going for 6 cents, and that is what is, that seems to work very well for me. I really enjoy that. That's something I really enjoy. Now, sometimes I'll take it up 10, 12 cents, maybe even 15 cents, right? If the market is just going great in my direction. But generally, I'm not going to aim for 5 or 6 or 10%, nothing like that. I would just go for cents. And I like to buy time. So on Mondays and Tuesdays, generally, I like to buy the same week, Friday's expiration. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I like to buy the following week, Friday's expiration. So I have generally lots of time for the option to kind of, percolate on the back burner if it has to. Let it breathe, okay? If it goes against you, hang on, it'll probably turn back in your direction at some point. Let it breathe. Markets do not go in straight lines up or down, right? Sometimes they're going to go against you, sometimes quite a bit against you before they come back and reverse and go back in your favor. So that's kind of my scalping. Just go for a little bit of a profit going in heavy, okay? Okay, lost your desktop audio only on. Okay, I think we're done that. No fire. Okay, yes. I think you're seeing the fire again. Okay. Okay, interesting question here. What impact on SPY from the massive loss of fires in LA? Oh my gosh, watching that thing is like unbelievable. It's over $200 billion so far, still growing. Well, construction companies, Home Depot, Lowe's, they're going to be doing well, no doubt. Um, I don't know yet on the overall scale of things. At the moment, I don't think there's going to be any short-term implications on that. As I mentioned, like in individual companies, you may see some profits going up there because of the obviously they have to repair a lot of and replace a lot of these homes and different things. So home builders, no doubt, will probably benefit from those. Longer out. I suspect insurance premiums are going to go up quite a bit for pretty well everybody around because of the fires. But I don't see any direct impact right now from that, at least not at the moment. I have the pick of the day. How do I know if your program hits its target on any given day? The stats, we give you the stats in the inner circle follow-up report every day. I know it's not the same as the pick of the day, but listen, subscribe to the inner circle so you get all that detail later on in the day. That's actually where we do all that. Okay. 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 Let's see. Why do you buy calls on a down market like last Friday? Jim, when I saw the market going up at that time, I was looking at calls. So it appeared that we were going to, and all my indicators, I shouldn't say all, most of my indicators suggested that it was going to be an up day after that. There was an area of a very strong resistance that I felt that we may have an issue with, and sure enough, the market did not breach the resistance. It came back down off that, went south. Okay, so do I see a catalyst for gains this week? I believe the CPI, PPI numbers may be what we need to push the markets higher. So we're going to see what happens. That is correct. All right, there's a question here. This second week in a row that the trading room schedule is incorrect. This week is updating. I wonder why it's doing that. I don't know, Jim. I was very cautious in making sure that was correct. For some reason, seems to be adding a week out there. Please, if you are in the trading room and you are getting that schedule and it's incorrect, still use those links. Those links will work. I don't know. I'm going to have to find out why it is not taking the links that I'm putting in, or rather the dates, but seems to be adding a week. If that is correct, it's adding a week in there. Because when I sent it out, it was January the 13th, right through the 17th. And I don't know why it's adding a week in there, but I'm going to go back and check. And actually, I'm going to send out an email to my contact at Eagle to find out what's going on with that. There's something not right about that. But the links will work. Use the links because they will work. We'll see you in the morning in the trading room in the morning. So, all right. Okay. Yes, in the trading room, whatever it was last Friday. So I can't remember what it was in particular, but when we see certain whether they're calls or puts, there are criteria that we are looking at to determine those trades. It's not just like we're pulling it out of the air. Okay, all right. Don C., I did read that book many years ago. Thank you for that. I should probably go back and just take a look at it just to see what it's all about again. It's been so long. Okay, no figure. Liars figure and figures lie. What do they say? Yeah, figures don't lie, but liars figure or something. Okay. Okay. Question from Marcia. If you buy a call and it's at a loss, can you roll a buy call out to a later date, or is it better just take the loss and make another trade? I like to, okay, so what I do there, okay, so there's a form of repairing trades I look at, or at least managing them. And I will look and see, first of all, how much time do I have? If I have lots of time, I will try and get in and manage these positions, and whether that means patience to wait until then it comes back up based off news, or to add more into the position to bring the average cost down to a reasonable level. These are the things that I will assess as time goes by. Right now, I'm sitting in some call options that expire next Friday, and I'm going to wait and see what happens tomorrow and Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday, depending on those CPI, PPI numbers, right? And if those numbers don't pan out, I may just take a hit on those. I don't know. But right now, it's still too early to make a, and I'm not going to roll them out. I will either, average in on those, or I just cut my losses. So right now, we're going to wait and see what happens. Okay, I don't know which indicators I use. I use actually, several indicators, different things that I use, including news, fundamentals, that sort of thing, to see what comes up, including seasonals. I'm not really too happy about this fact that the seasonals lost $2 going into the week coming up. We're going to see how we're going to work that into the mix. Okay. And yes, I watch candles. There's a lot that goes into this. And again, we try and address it all in the trading room here. Okay, we're going to see what happens. I would probably bail out Wednesday, no later than Thursday, if those trades are not going to reverse back up, the ones that I'm sitting in right now. Question: how does the DayTradeSPY signal and the pick of the day differ? Okay, the signal uses an algorithm 3 to 5 times a week, and it can come at any time in the morning. The objective there is to buy right away. And if it comes at 10:38, buy at 10:38. As soon as you get it, buy right then. Immediately put up for sale for 5% gain. If it doesn't sell at the end of the day for the market price. It has been working extremely well over the long run. It does produce excellent gains. Okay. The pick of the day, that is meant to be purchased at the market open. It is anchored in time. All right, anchored in time. It's just something that's okay. We're going to buy this going down. Or we're going to buy this going up today. We're looking to see where there's the propensity of the direction. Is it up or down? And then that is the direction we're going to go. Okay. Excuse me. It's a little bit different. You can hold the pick overnight if you want. It is designed to do that, although the pick usually will produce the results fairly quickly as well. So they're similar in many regards, and they're also different in many regards. A lot of people use both the signal and the pick. I like the signal in a way that, you don't have to be at your computer right at 9:30. You can be out, driving around or walking around or doing whatever you do, go about your day. And as soon as your cell phone triggers, that's it. Stop everything, pull up your app, get into the trade, put up for sale for good till cancel order, whatever, got market till market order, market on close is, I think, what you're looking for there. And sit back, and most of the time that pick also will be that trade, that signal will also be triggered early on. So that's always a pretty good one. So the question, so while 6% would be my norm, my scalp would be 2%ish. So with the scalp trade, I want to get in, right? I want to get in and out quickly, more often. So I'll trade that. I could trade that, say, several times, rather than sort of a little longer term, aiming for bigger gains. So I like to, for anybody who likes to trade, that scalp is actually the ideal trade, all right? Because you're trading a lot, you're in and out, you're really kind of having fun with it. So, all right. Anyway, what else can we talk about here? Any other quick questions? Okay, yeah, statistics don't lie, but statisticians do. Statisticians do. Okay, when I say this Friday, I'm talking about the Friday coming up. I'm talking about the Friday coming up. Okay, so we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I bought some options, I believe, on Friday that are due to expire the coming Friday, which is coming up this Friday, January the 17th. Anyway, I think beat that to death. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. Things are going to be back to normal next Sunday night, and working off laptops. Not my favorite thing to do, but it's all good. Folks, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow in the trading room.
Be great at what you do, give it all of you, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what I'm seeing. You can have it if you dream it. Just be brave.